So it's another day, another round of layoffs, and don't get me wrong, this was put out yesterday actually, and I didn't talk about it because I wanted to see if more news came out. So I actually pulled up an article from CNN, a legitimate news source, and trust me, this article at the end has a massive plot twist. So if you guys have never heard of Riot Games, this guy right here, they're behind massive, and I mean massive smash hits such as League of Legends, which is a MOBA, and Valorant, which is a, Counter-Strike clone, as people like to call it. Um, Anyways, let's get into this article. Let's talk about it, and let's see what CNN has to do. And like I said, at the end of this article, plot twist, everybody. Let's go. Tencent Riot Games lays off 11% of its staff globally. Now, this shouldn't really be much of a surprise because I talked about Tencent about a month ago, going into Christmas, because China released some drafts on some plans that they had for gaming in that region. Like I said, it impacted. Well, I think they said it impacted like Tencent by like a lot. It was like 20% of their stock. It was in the billions of dollars that they lost. It was insane. That's all I know. Here, let me blow this up just a little bit. Alrighty, now we're cooking with grease. Riot Games, the developer of hit video games like League of Legends and Valorant, is cutting 11% of its staff around the world, becoming the latest tech company to downsize. Okay. The Los Angeles-based company, which is owned by Chinese tech giant Tencent, announced the news Monday, calling the decision to eliminate about 530 roles critical for the future of Riot. Like I said, it goes back to the pandemic and the amount of time people had sitting around at home playing games. And it sucks that people are losing their jobs because companies have to downsize and basically return back to the size they were pre-pandemic. In a memo to employees, the publisher blamed the move on spiraling costs and big bets that haven't paid off. Okay. I see, and I don't. This one, I'm kind of wondering, like, what is the big bet that didn't pan out? Was it Legends of Rentura or whatever it's called? Like, they've released quite a few like mini games that I haven't played because I've played Teamfight Tactics, I've played Valorant, I've played League of Legends. Like, they're mainstays, especially Teamfight Tactics. I love that game. Anyways, we have to do more to focus our business and center our efforts on the things that drive the most player value, the things that are truly worth players' time. CEO Dylan Jedija. I butchered that dude's name. I'm terrible with names. I'm just putting that out there. Wrote, "This is absolutely the last thing we ever wanted to do." And it might be the last thing you ever wanted to do, but like I said, there's a plot twist here at the end that a lot of big news corporations are not actually covering right now. Riot redundancies add to sweeping job cuts in American tech and media, which have already affected thousands of people this month. In the first 2 weeks of 2024 alone, more than 5,500 layoffs were announced at Google, Amazon, and prominent tech employers. Those include 500 workers by Twitch and video game streaming platform owned by Amazon. On top of that, there was also additional people let go by Discord. It's everywhere. It is just growing. It's ridiculous. Riot was acquired by Tencent in 2011 after the Shenzhen-based group won the rights to license its flagship title, League of Legends, in mainland China. The game, shorthanded as LOL, has become a cultural mainstay, allowing users to square off in teams in an online battle arena where each squad must destroy each other's bases. That's a dumbed down version of what League of Legends is. Riot relied on the game's massive success for about a decade, leading to calls for the companies to diversify its business. In 2019, a co-founder and chairman, Mark Merle, told CNN that it would finally branch out in a slew of other titles. And it was roughly 2019 is when Teamfight Tactics actually was released, which is an auto chess battler game. And then I want to say it was 2020 was when Valorant came out. Man, it's already been almost 3 years since Valorant came out. Woo! Valorant came out, which, like I said, it's like a CS:GO clone, Counter-Strike clone with Overwatch tendencies sprinkled in because each operator has their different things. However, since by then, its own admission, the company may have gotten ahead of itself. Okay. In its Monday memo, detailing how the developer had aggressively chased new sources of growth since 2019, expanding our global footprint, changing our operating model, bringing in new talent to match our ambitions, and ultimately doubling the size of Riot in just a few years. I know they put out other games, like I said, Legends of Runeterra, which I believe was loosely based on the anime that is on Netflix, which is based on League of Legends characters. Today, we're a company without sharp enough focus, and simply put, we have too many things underway, he said. The firm will now reduce its size of the team behind Legends of Runeterra, there we go, an online card game, according to him, its cost of development has been subsidized through our other games. Riot will also wind down Riot Forge, a publisher that works on developing new games from the League of Legends world, according to him. Moving forward, the property will shift its teams behind Riot's core games, and he said, "This isn't to appease shareholders or hit a quarterly earnings numbers," he wrote in a separate company blog post. It's a necessity. I don't see how it's a necessity considering you got two juggernauts. You got League of Legends and you have Valorant. Those two games alone should be able to hold everything else like up. And on top of that, if you guys don't know, the business model between those two games, it's all free to play. And the way it basically pulls you in and makes money is by you purchasing skins. It's by you purchasing basically a battle pass, something similar to a battle pass. And that's how they do it. And they make a lot of money. Like, it's ridiculous how many characters you can purchase, how many skins you can purchase. And mind you, just grinding the game alone, you can actually earn that stuff for free. You don't have to spend money. You can do that on your own. But people want it now, that instant gratification, and that's how they make their money. Like I said, I'm not sure how much money they actually make, but off of League of Legends and Valorant, just those two alone, I can only imagine it's got to be in the billions. Like, it's stupid. And the amount of people that play it, especially League of Legends, the number one most toxic game in the world, by the way, guys. Thought I'd put that out there. They make so much money. Excuse me. So anyways, here is the plot twist. I read this article, and this is why I went with this article instead of other articles, because all the other articles I read didn't mention this part. Tencent shares jump. Why did they jump, you may ask? The changes at Riot coincide with other gaming news in China. Okay. On Tuesday, China's gaming regulatory made headlines by removing drafted rules from its website that had aimed to rein in spending on online video games. So the video I covered the weekend of Christmas last month means nothing now. All of that was proposed has been dropped. So that means they're not losing out on any of the market in China. The expected rules had wiped billions of dollars off the market value of Chinese tech giants in December after a draft of the upcoming guidelines was unveiled. As of Tuesday, the drafted rules have been taken down from the National Press and Publication Administration's website a day after the public consultation period had expired, according to CNN Review. The news, which was first reported by Reuters, promoted speculation that the regulations could be revised. Shares of Tencent and the Chinese rival NetEase each rose 4.6 and 6.5 in Hong Kong, respectively, on Tuesday following the news. So, with that being said, the news that bumped down the market cap significantly and hurt Tencent was removed. And then their shares went back up, which I'm not sure if it's in the billions. I'm not sure if it's rebound to where it was prior to the announcement. I'll have to go take some looks. But why are you letting these people go? Other than you guys, you don't want to make, shell out the money. And I mean, 11%, that's a lot of your workforce. That's not baby numbers. 11% is in the double digits. And on top of that, that's a lot of people. And I feel terrible. Hopefully they go out. I say this every time there's a layoff video I talk about. Hopefully they go out. They make some kind of big private indie company and make an amazing game. And hopefully they stick to their guns and they do make something magical. I say that every time because that's where innovation comes from. That's where passion projects come from. And that's where it just genuinely sucks because I'm just getting passionate about it now. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to mash that like button. Comment down below. How do you feel about this? Do you think this is just another casualty of, the environment that we're in? You think it's another casualty of the gaming market correcting to where it was prior to the pandemic? Or do you think this is just corporate greed? I think it's just corporate greed. That's just me. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.